Today we're talking about fear, what it is, and how to overcome it. When we talk about fear, there's a lot of science that goes into it and how to understand it to better move our life forward. So, fear essentially is a response that is activated in the amygdala, and the main stress hormone that we think about is cortisol. Cortisol is really primarily found in the adrenal glands, and the secondary stress hormone would be epinephrine, which is also known as adrenaline. Epinephrine is really a name for the brain, the hormone in the brain, while adrenaline is for the adrenal glands and the kidneys. So when we talk about fear overall, there's the mindset piece and what we can do about it. There's also the physical side, because fear is actually physical as well. Overcoming fear starts with awareness of if the fear is even real or not, because oftentimes the fear isn't even real. You know, the acronym false evidence appearing real, right? So what awareness does is it enables our ability to relax and critical think, because when we can actually critical think about the situation, we can assess whether or not it's real. And as soon as we know it's not real, it's much easier to move forward and relax in whatever the situation is. So, and a point on courage is that courage cannot exist in the absence of fear. Like, if you're going to be courageous about something, first have to be afraid. Like, an example would be like a cliff, right? Like, that would be something they should be afraid about. But if you're afraid of, say, reaching your goals in fitness, for example, that would be something that would take courage, because you're literally changing the person that you are. Like, going on a transformational journey will take courage. So, number three is going to be about fear and control. Because fear is really known as a control tactic. Because when we have people under fear, what happens is that the blood in the prefrontal cortex gets shut down, which is the more cognitive part of the brain, while the blood towards the amygdala, which is the stress part of the brain, and the stress part of the brain, when that's activated, you're much more likely to be receptive to propaganda and fear, because we're not able to think for ourselves in that state, and we go, oh, I don't know. So we go to the authority, and you're just that much more likely to be controlled. So number four here is going to be, we tend to fear what we don't understand. When we don't understand something, we're going to have a lot more fear around it, because we have uncertainty. Uncertainty is a breeding ground for inaction. So would overcome that would to be to gain knowledge of the situation, the circumstance. You can ask your inner guidance. You can read books, podcasts. Just do anything to get yourself informed about the situation. The more knowledge we have, the more easier it is to take action. So number five here I'm going to have is no fear. Now, KNOW. I'm talking about KNOW, knowing fear, understanding it. Every thought that we think develops correlating chemistry in our bodies. If we think about stress, we're going to have more cortisol. If we think about thoughts of love, we're going to have more oxytocin. This is the power of our minds. Every thought that we think, every emotion that we have, it's not just existing. There's chemistry in our bodies that result in that. And if we can take control of those things, they're going to have much more certainty over our situation and be able to traverse it in a more intelligent way. So, again, it's all about developing more self-awareness, situational awareness, and it's all about developing more situational awareness, self-awareness, all these things, so that we become the greatest versions of ourselves, because fear, self-doubt are things that definitely will hold us back from living our lives. And the more we can press toward into that and towards our goals and towards our dreams and know what our goals are for, the more that we press towards our goals, the more we can make our dreams a reality.